Get really good look here, right? And when I first started playing and coaching the position, when we were running an inside breaking route, say we were running a post, we would talk about stemming this route at the inside shoulder and then breaking the post in here. Well, the problem with that is, right, that helps the guy covering you. It pushes you towards any free player, whether he's on the hash or in the middle of the field, right? So we're going to 0 to 100 with our fast vertical stem, get this guy to either back up or widen, and then win and cross his face here. That's our best path to victory. Right, so as fast as we can get to the top end of the route here, you can see his hips are now locked opposite of where I'm going. We'll talk about it a little bit, but again, we move the defender with our speed. Now the only thing left to stop me, right, is his upper body. So again, I want to be sudden with my lower body and violent with my upper body through the top end of the breaking point, frame the football there and finish. But again, a really good look here, how you can move the defender with a fast vertical line by threading him. Again, good pad level here by Shenga, going fast. Defender widens and opens, and now we're going to take that internal space. Game clip of the exact same thing, right? So coming out here, watch the vertical line, the threat of the speed. The corner opens up, gives us space inside. Going to play some catch technique. Again, this vertical line gives us enough space here, right? He backs up and widens just enough that we can kick this win on the post. Again, we use our violence here at the top end of the route because we've got him beat. We don't let him stop us with his hands. But a really good example, right, of how playing fast can get that guy away from where you're going. Right, a three-step lock release here on a slant, right? But it's a good example of threatening this way, even by alignment here. Right, a line to stop the slant and force the fade. But if you go fast enough, right, you lock your defender's hips away from where you're going. Again, even in this short area by being as fast as you can, and now you use your violence here to make sure he can't stop you with his hands, right? Can't stop you with his body anymore once you've got his hips locked away from where you're going. Again, now just use your arms to come through there, win by so much on this clip, right? You don't even need to use your hands. But that inside arm here should always be loaded and ready to knock this arm bar down. Again, game clip, similar idea here. Fourth down situation, cover 0. Inside leverage on a slant, not ideal. So we're still going to push vertical, try to get him to widen just enough. Right, he does. He hops this way, and then we're going to win inside. We can flatten our angle a little bit, but use that vertical line. Even the shorter one with a slant route will get him, if he's not where we want him, we'll move him with our speed. Right, we'll get him to shuffle and jump out, and then we'll take the space inside. Again, similar clip, similar idea here. Fast off the line of scrimmage, locks his hips away from where I'm going. I'm going to win on the inside now that my vertical speed and my vertical stem created this separation. Again, this near-handed defender is always ready in case he tries to reach out and grab and hold. But your greatest weapon, again, is going fast. Right, our biggest thing was we want to be on the exact part of the field that the quarterback thinks we're going to be on. Right, so we can't mess around too much here with the release. Again, we get level 1 press, should be a 3-step lock situation, so it's not going to be necessarily a vertical stem, but it's going to be fast. And then even if we don't get here perfectly, we'll play with violence and force at the top end, right, win inside on another 4th down. So anytime we have a chance to step on the gas pedal, we're going to do it because that is going to move the defender away from where I'm going 9 times out of 10. If the defender is where I want him, I'll leave him there. If the defender's not where I want him, I'll move him, again, with either with my speed or my suddenness from my lower half and my release, kind of depending on where he's lined up. One of the things I've changed quite a bit, right, I used to talk a lot, I said it earlier, I used to talk a lot about helmets and shoulder pads, right, drop your helmet and shoulder pads. Right, well, that was wrong. That's not the way to do it. Right, you can drop your helmet and shoulder pads and be bent over, but if your lower half is stiff, you're not going to be able to change direction. So now we talk a lot about dropping our hips, being flexible on the lower half, playing with power, playing with force. Again, good clip here, right? If you watch with the slow-mo, my hips drop as I get into the break. I'm still same level, same speed with my upper body. I'm still attacking, right, with my fast vertical stem. Now I drop my weight, win in transition in and out. And you can see here the vertical line moves the defender inside, but in order for me to transition, right, or in order for me to win in transition in and out of the break, drop my weight, and then plant drive out of there, which we'll talk about more in a second. But really what gets you the ability, right, to have good body position and play with power, play with force is dropping your hips. Right, you can kind of see it here as we slow it down. Hips drop, good body position, I have a base under me. His hips are locked away from where I'm going. He's in bad body position, he's overextended. Now I can plant and drive with my lower half. Now I can pump and pull. But it's really all about, to change direction, it's all about flexion and power in my lower half. Your helmet and shoulder pads will travel with your hips when you drop them. Right, so that's really what we want to do. Really good same level, same speed clip here, right? Hitch and go. But a good example of just dropping your hips, dropping your weight so you can transition. Right, and it's clip after clip of guys that are tall guys, right, longer guys that can still do it. Right, so all the stuff that nobody wants to do, the stretching, the yoga, the recovery, all that good stuff, right, that's what helps you transition. Same thing here, drop my weight, when I want to stutter or a double move on the outside. You can see, good body position, I'm playing with power, playing with force, got the defender's hips locked. Now once I get to this base, I can transition from my inside foot to my outside foot, right, and finish the double move. Again, here's a clip of us doing it, hitch and go here to the field. But really, it's we talk about this a lot as a unit. The years were good when we're running a hitch route, right? It is 1,000 miles an hour, 3 with my outside foot, same level, same speed, to 6 yards, pump and pull with my inside elbow and pop around. Right? We take pride in doing that. We're usually a pretty good unit. When we don't, we're not. But you can see here kind of the elements we talked about, being nice and low, drop my hips, so we're in good power position, transition from my outside foot to my inside foot, and push back vertical. Kind of see the end of it here from the end zone over on our right. Again, good body position, right? We show this clip a lot in our room, bad body position. Right, we move the defender, we got him to drive inside, and then we push out off the outside foot, off the inside foot, back out to the hitch and go. Again, same idea here, right into the boundary, threatening vertical. So we are slamming on the gas pedal through with our outside foot, transition into out, but like, look where we're at, look at, we're playing with power, we're playing with force. Right, we move his body, again, our near arm is loaded, in case the defender tries to reroute me. Just a good example, start with something as, again, as simple as my stance in my start, as simple as running a hitch route, right, having flexibility, and then you build off of it. Everything is important, right, detailing everything that we do. Same idea here, right, we're basically just running vertical switch, and then we're going to run a stutter off of it, but it's important here, again, I'm going to sell these double moves, I have to drop my hips, I have to drop my weight. You got to have great patience, great discipline, right? We're still going to go fast, right? It's the old John Wooden, be quick but don't hurry. We're going to be detailed here, play with power and force, and then transition in and out. Again, you can kind of see it, right? Kind of every good route. The hips drop, it lowers the upper body. Drop my weight when in transition. Again, how can he stop me here? He can stop me by grabbing me, so my near arm should be loaded, power through it. Right, and when we do that, there's a touchdown on the other side. Right, we move the defender, again, with our vertical line. If he's off of us, if he's pressed, we move them by being sudden with our lower body. And then once we move him and we move his body out of our way, the only thing he can do to stop us, right, is reach and grab in this intersection. So we should have this near arm loaded to power through it, because what's on the other side? Right, no help, should be a deep touchdown or an explosive play.